It's a mess. Vancouver is such a mess. And now, okay, you got Ekman Larson off the books. Boom, you maybe have, with your LTIR candidates, $12 million. You need to sign a backup goalie. I guess they could bring up Arthur Seelovs. I guess this gives them some space to do something.
And like the cap's obviously going to go up, and that's going to help it.
But what are they going to do? They're going to go sign Scott Mayfield for like 5x5 to a terrible contract in free agency. I like Scott Mayfield, but you know what I mean? They're going to go sign guys to insane contracts to make sure they get them, and they're just going to be stuck in the same spin cycle.
They actually have so many good players. Like this Vancouver team, like that top six, they have Miller, Pedersen, Besser, Kuzmenko, Garland, Beauvillier. What's this
Vasily Podkolzin, I think, is going to be a good, or he is going to be a good player.
Kind of drops from there. Defensively, like Quinn Hughes is good.
Philip Hronek,
Hronek's good. Tyler Myers kind of is what he is.
Expensive, but he's a guy.
He's not bad. Goaltender Demko might be the best goalie in the Pacific Division. Probably.
Up there with Markstrom and them.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like, so they just, and I get it. Like, I guess they want to expand on the group they have right now and try and give them something to play with. But man, it just seems so silly. Every move they make seems to be horrendous. Like they gave away the first round pick for Hronek last year, right?
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, we're on retool, we're not rebuilding. It's just admit what you are. Like it's fine. Everyone's gonna be okay.
You move Horvat, you get a good future piece, you immediately flip it for a 25-year-old defenseman. He's good, but that ticket's also going to be expensive next summer when he's an RFA. The Canucks are so lost. They're wandering around in the woods with no compass. They don't know what they're doing. They have no direction. It's bad. But that's fine for the Oilers because if the Canucks are garbage, it's one less team that's competing in the Pacific. Right?
It truly is. Yeah. They're not the worst team in the Pacific, obviously. They're going to linger for a playoff spot next year. And then just not make it.
I kind of did this on the site. I wrote a piece last week, right? So there are the legit teams in the Pacific. Edmonton, Vegas, LA. Those three.
Yep.
Those are the three that are going to be pushing next year. All three have Stanley Cup potential. Obviously, Vegas just won it. Those three are right up there. Then you have the bottom tier. It's Anaheim and San Jose. They're junk. They're terrible. And then you have this mushy middle of Seattle, Calgary, Vancouver. I include Seattle in there. I don't know what they're going to be next year.
It's hard to say, but they're definitely first in that group.
Yeah, they're at the top of there, but I have them all similar. I think you can look at Seattle and go, yeah, they're first in that group. Yeah. Calgary's probably second. Vancouver should probably have just made the tough decision to just shoot back to that rebuilding group for like 18 months.
Yeah, literally to be
get a first for Kuzmenko. Don't trade Hronek. Trade Miller at last year's draft. Do all of those things, and you're sitting here in a very, very high-powered draft class. You could have had 4 first-round picks.
Yeah. Because the thing that people are saying about this draft, too, is the first round is elite.
Star power sprinkled everywhere.
Basically
there
from
could
1
be
to
Pasternaks and whoever.
Yeah. After that, it drops off gradually, obviously, like most drafts, obviously. But they have 1 pick in the first 64, I guess.
Can't be happening.
It's so bad. Then a couple of seconds, 3/4. Like, who cares at that point? But it's just like, man, like, what are you thinking? And you know what the crazy part about this draft is, too? Chris Dahl is from the Vancouver area. Bedard, obviously.
Yeah.
Matthew Wood, Tanner Mollendijk is from Vancouver. Like, half these guys who are going to be studs are from Vancouver.
You could have sold this to the fan. That fan base is smart, man.
Yes.
They have more like 10 bell fires in that market and big stories because the fan base is on it. They would have bought into that as a rebuild.
100%. Zach Benson. There's so many. Yeah. Like, it's just wild to think that, like, they didn't just look at this and be like, damn, like, there is a ton of BC talent here that we can, like you said, sell a fan base on. Like, we're coming back, and we're coming back with BC firepower. And they just, like I said, everything they do seems to be completely wrong.